Good evening. It is just 30 minutes after the market closed, and I'm going to recap my trading for today, which is the 13th of March 2024. For me, it was a red day today. Not a big red day, a small red day. I kind of paper-handed my trading a little bit. I wasn't really great. I nailed the low of the day, as you can see, but the price action was choppy. It kept coming back, and I really didn't trade very well. Even though I found the right location, that was my area I was waiting for. I was kind of, well, the reason I paper handed was because to get that trade I took a couple of stops coming into it, and so I'll just go into those trades quickly. So I was looking originally for, this is the pre-market low area, and I was looking for in my pre-market I was looking for a break and retest low, or the pre-market high. I was looking for a break and retest long. Had we got there, they were the two main areas I was watching, because we were consolidating within that range in the pre and post market, and this happened to be yesterday's high, hence why I'd like the break and retest above that high, and it didn't really work out that well for me. As the market opened, I saw a bit of a positive divergence, so we were getting a bit of a sell-off here on the market, but the cumulative delta was increasing, and it was showing a more positive divergence. So I kind of switched my thinking from a break and retest short to trying to find a long entry. Let me just flick to my other screen, because you can see a divergence right now. The bottom right corner, you can see today the price was going sideways largely, but we were seeing a negative divergence. So the divergence coming down while price is going sideways, and you can see then we had a bit more price sideways action while we were getting more negative divergence before we saw this big price dump. The market sold off from 32.40 down to 52.40 down to 52.18. So a $20 sell-off in a space of 5-10 minutes. So that's kind of what I was looking for, and we had something similar in the coming into the market open. For the price was decreasing. As you can go back to my main screen. So you can see here the price was decreasing as it's coming into that area, and it was kind of coming down, and I was watching the divergence go up. So I took my first short entry there, and it broke. I kind of didn't handle it very well, and I stopped out at a very tight stop. My stop should have been this pivot. So I got back in again, and I left my stop a little bit wider this time, and it stopped me out again. So I got in a third time, and you can see it stopped me out a couple more times there, and then my final contract was stopped out there. And then that's when I saw it really set up on the cumulative, on the order flow. I was watching the footprint chart. We had loads of very single low amount of selling in this area, so there's hardly any sellers there, hardly any sellers there, and you can see that from the bottom tails as well. It was mainly buyers, and there's lots of aggressive buying, but not much aggressive selling. So I got back in again there, and my first target, I think I had my stop there. My first target was 3R, which was just above this area here, and you see it didn't hit that area, which is a bit annoying. It came back down, and I stopped out at break even. I made a little tiny bit on that trade, but it wasn't a great trade. You know, maybe I should have used VWAP as an out, even if it was 2R or something. So I was still down by 3 negative trades there, and I wasn't badly down, because I kept it quite tight in my stops. But you know, it's playing on my mind, and what I should have done, I should have just left my stop there, and you can see it travelled away. You know, I could have got up to the top easily. I had a 3R target, which was there, I think it was. I had a 5R target, which was there, and it would eventually hit, and I had a 10R target all the way up here at 52, 50, 52, 52, I think it was. So, and then I had 3 stops. So when I get into a trade, I always have 3 targets and 3 stops. So my first stop is a tight stop with 10 ticks. Then I have a 20 tick stop and a 25 tick stop, and then targets, I have a 3-hour or 30 tick target, which is about there. Then I have a 50 tick target, which is about there, and then I have a 100 tick or 10-hour target, which is about there. So that's kind of how I look. So if for example I get stopped out on this really tight stop, and I don't get stopped out on the bottom two, then I'm looking to add that back in again. So I look to re-enter. You can see I did it a couple of times, once there I think it was. So that's kind of how I've changed my strategy over the last month to play. So I'm layering in. I get in at the price I want, and I layer out. So I've got a tight stop just to take a little bit, take a third off. Then I've got a wider stop, because the way I trade, I need a wider stop because I'm looking for reversals, and you just don't know when you know the area it's going to happen, but you can't quite get in. So you do need a bit of a wider stop and a bit more tolerance against drawdown. So anyway, so I got out here at break even, and then I saw that we had hardly any sellers down here again, so I got back in again. This time I took profit, and I took a bit off there, and I added, because I always want to try and find an add, and unfortunately it didn't get back up to the target I was watching. It came back down, so I got out again. You can see every time I saw a red candle, I paper handed it, got out, because trying not to give away any more profit. I was still down by this point. In fact, I was down all day. Even there's a big trade I made at the end of the day, and that kind of got me close to break even. So then I tried another trade here, and again, I like the order flow and I like the market, but it was just hard to trade. It kind of, I was in green for a bit, couldn't get above that VWAP, and it came down and stopped me, and I stopped out. And then I think I took a short at one point. I tried going short here, thinking, well, if I can't beat him, join, I want to get back down to here. And yet again, I stopped out. Really annoying. But I did take one trade. I can't remember. That's my stop there, I think it was. I reversed at that point and went long because I want to stick with my original idea. You know, I'm over trading by this point. But you can see we've got higher. You've got the low, higher low, kind of equal low, and then another higher low. That's why I got back in. And it was just kind of hovering around there, and I could see cumulative delta was kind of slightly more positive, building up, and you can see it broke out, came down. So I took profit off there, and that was it. I was out. I think that was it. Let's just move forward. Oh yeah, so I took profit off there, and then I was watching the market, and we got to there, and I was looking at the order flow. In fact, I did a screenshot. Let's just grab my screenshot I did. Just as I got into it, I took the screenshot, which is that one there. It's a bit busy, but I always annotate my screenshots every day, and any trades I get into which I want to refer back to. So that is where we are. We're coming into that area. We were below, we broke below this 200 moving average and below this area consolidation. Lots of topping tails. I was watching. And the reason what backed up the topping tails and my entry was because I was looking at the footprint chart. And we had these low areas of buy orders, very low single digit orders. Kind of, this area is the only area concerned. It looked like maybe limit orders were triggering. And but what I was watching was these yellow lines. It's kind of creating this area, this like resistance area. So I kind of used that to place my stop. So my stop was just above that area, around about there, and my entry was just below. As we broke down through this kind of, I use that as a dual point of control. So these yellow lines, these yellow bars, shows me where the highest amount of volume is in each candlestick. So this footprint chart is exactly the same as the 5-minute candlestick to the left, apart from it shows me the bid and ask within that candlestick. So I can see, so you can see that the tail starts there on that one, comes down, and that's the tail. And the good thing about it is, unlike the volume here, which is great for seeing, you know, how much volume at that particular time, this shows me how much volume we've got at each particular price and within each candle. And more importantly, it shows me where there are lack of buyers and sellers. So you can see the single digit means that there's no more buyers interested in taking the price above this level. We had this big movement here, and we had a big selling, but there's no follow through. And so and then when I saw the fall afterwards, I knew we were going to sell off a little bit. and then we saw another single digit there, and then as we broke down I saw this node get put in as well, and as soon as it broke down below there and I saw that 8 digit as well, I went short as it broke that candle. So I was in at that price there, and that was at 52.40. That should be about the same place on here, 52.40. Yeah, exactly there, exactly there. And what I didn't know was going to happen, even, and more importantly, I was watching this is what drew my attention to it. I knew it was near the top, but this is a 2-minute candlestick chart at the top here, and this is the cumulative delta divergence. You can see the price was just going sideways, but look at the delta, aggressive selling. So in all these green candles, we were getting negative delta. So it looked like something was building up for a sell-off. And lo and behold, let's just scroll back up, go back to the top left area. So this is my 5-minute chart. I trade off, and I just copy and paste it into this chart so we can see it all together. Entry was there, and look at that big red candle came down. I got 3R, 5R. My 10R target was just sitting there, and I missed it, which is a bit annoying. I put the blue line in so I knew where it was for this video. And as it came back up, I toyed about taking it there, but I was just watching to see what this next 5-minute candle did. And as it broke out, I kind of got a little bit of slippage and I was a bit slow, but I took off at my previous 3R because I trailed my stop to 3R. So that's a 3R, 3R and a 5R trade in the end. Decent, you know. Could I have gone for the 10R? Should I have taken it down here? Maybe, but it did move pretty fast. But the point is, I spotted that half an hour before the market even sold off. Look at the time here when the delta started. About 1 o'clock. Oh, a bit thick. Around about 1 o'clock it started doing the opposite. You know, you can see easily by just putting these pivots together, and that's an easy way. If you draw a line between pivots and draw a line between pivots, you can see then the divergence quite easily. So probably by 3:30, 1:30, 1:40, something like that, I knew there was a divergence because we had those two pivots were joined that way, these two pivots went sideways. So that's what I was watching, and I was trying to find an entry, and it started consolidating. I was still watching the divergence. I was looking for a short, nothing else, and that's going back up to my candlestick chart. My entry was as we broke below the topping tail, broke below the 200, which is only a sideways 200, and so my stop was literally above that topping tail there, which was above this area here. This area here, which is the kind of the divergence, the point of controls, and this kind of acts as an area of resistance, and that was the reason I took the trade. And you can see big sold off lovely. So that's a decent trade. So that got me back to about break even. By the time I take out commission, it's a bit of a red day today. So a bit annoyed. Probably should have realised that we were going sideways. And I did think at this point I should walk. I thought at this point I should walk away. I thought at this point I should walk away instead of overtrade. Definitely here, I wasn't even looking to go long, but I saw it setting up and I just couldn't resist. And then up here I meant I was just sitting there. I was just starting this video actually, and as I was looking at the charts to do the video, I saw the divergence, and that's what kind of got me interested. And I was kind of waiting. I was halfway through my video when it sold off big time, so I stopped the video just to manage the trade. I didn't move my stops down to 3R, and then so I created a video again a bit later. I also recommend that everyone should keep a trade database. So this screenshot goes into my trade database. I put it into our Discord server as well. So we've got an educational area, goes over to chart patterns. But I also put it in my own Google Drive, and I keep my own Drive database. And I put the file name is named so that I can easily find.
If you finish, you're done with the reminder. Otherwise,
Alexa, stop. My Alexa again keeps reminding me to. Right, so yeah, so keep a trade database, because then, and make the file name something you can search for, like cumulative delta divergence, low digit order, something, so you can find it in Google Drive. Google's great for searching, so you never need, if you can't find it, you just search for it. And that's it. That was my trade for today. Red day. Looking forward to tomorrow, because I'm sure tomorrow will be a much better day. need to work on my paper handling a bit, because today, had I just left my original entry and just left my stop where it was and didn't manage it, then it would have been a green day, easy green day on such a narrow. Look at this bar down here on the daily. It's a small, narrow, wide range bar, a narrow range bar, and then you've got the bar next to it, which is a wider range bar on not too dissimilar volume. So look at the volume there against the volume there. So they're two very similar, but half the size. So maybe that's an anomaly. Maybe we're seeing a bit of weakness in the market now. But anyway, that's my trading done for today. Hopefully you had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow, 9 AM Eastern time for my live levels pre-market video, and also the order flow, which I have on this screen. I leave running every day live, so you can just look at the order flow, and if I'm around I may even commentate on what I'm seeing as well. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hit the like button please, that helps the algorithms, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.